everyone, and welcome to this special event we are hosting right out of our video production studio in lovely Daytona Beach, Florida. We have people with us today from all over the world. It's so exciting to see so many of you interested in exploring the medical spa industry. So today is all about your vision to actually taking the path and reaching victory. This seminar, this event is ideal for people who are thinking about getting into the industry or just about maybe to open, so I can help you avoid some costly mistakes. So we're literally going to go over the steps that you need to take to help you plan a successful business. So it's so great to have so many friends joining us. We have some people, as a matter of fact, Sharon was just telling me people as far as what was it? United Emirates, Dubai,
Alabama, Florida, Canada.
So it's so great to have you all. We'd like to start by what I'm going to go over with you today, some of the content we will be exploring. But the exciting part for me is that this content I'm going to go over with you is directly from a brand new seminar that we are doing. It's going to be a 2-day event in Daytona Beach, Florida. So you get to come to the Sunshine State. And we're going to go into more depth about all the different things it would take to actually open a medical spa successfully. So today I took some of the information from that seminar and I'm going to actually go over it with you. So the first thing we're going to discuss is industry statistics and what's going on in this exciting industry and how fast it's growing. It's so exciting. The second thing we're going to go over is the importance of having a business plan when you're venturing into something new like this and your entrepreneurial desires are kicking in to actually start something like this. So we're going to explore different things that you need as far as the business plan is concerned. Then we're going to dive into some legal talk, regulatory compliances that you need to make sure to have in mind, because some people cannot open a medical spa, so that will be a very important step in your planning process. Then the other thing we're going to explore is marketing strategies and positioning, and one of my favorite topics is sales and how important sales is to your business once you open. We'll dive into some financial management, how to hire a high-performing team, and then wrap up with preparing to launch. Now, those of you who are with us live, we're actually live in many different ways today. We're on Instagram, on Facebook, on Zoom. So you're probably going to have some questions as we go along. So feel free to put them in the chat, and I'm going to try to answer as many questions as possible. So again, welcome. It's great to have you. Before I go too far, I want to make sure that you receive some of the gifts we are offering you today. You know, this is something that we teach all the time, is to give first and you receive second. So if you don't have my latest book yet, it's a great book to have in part of your success library. It's called Medical Aesthetics Success, Your Business in the Black. You can get a free copy from InSPArationManagement.com. We're also giving you a capacity calculator that will show you how much revenue you could actually be generating depending on the size of the room, size of the space that you have. And then we're also going to show you where you can go and watch more webinars like this and presentations like this on our YouTube channel, where we have hundreds of videos like this that you can start digesting and learning. And then the most beneficial for you is the success planning session, where you get to talk to one of our coaches. It's a value of $250. So since you are in the planning process, it will be a great session for you to speak with someone and they can give you some insight and some direction. So claim your gifts and take advantage of this opportunity. It's like ho, ho, ho all over again, right? So a little bit about me and my company. My name again is Dori Soukup, founder of InSPAration Management. We've been helping individuals like yourself for the past 23 years. I have an amazing team here in Daytona Beach, and our entire purpose is to help people like yourself reach success the fastest way possible. So to learn more about us, you can always go to InSPArationManagement.com. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I like to know who our audience is today. So if you don't mind, take a quick poll for us. I would love to know how many of you are in the planning process of opening up your medical aesthetics practice, or how many of you are just about to open, and then how many of you maybe are already open. So if you could go ahead and give that information to Sharon. She's manning the Zoom today. She's the vice president here at InSPAration Management. So you can be chatting with her on Zoom. And then Danny, our marketing specialist, is on Instagram and Facebook. So if you want to communicate with her, you could also do that.
People are waving and they're saying they're in the planning process.
Great.
So many answers are coming in, Dori. Well, first of all, Tracy loved your book, so she wanted to shout you out and say thank you so much for that. And then about 71% so far, but numbers still coming in, are already open, about 29% in the planning process.
All right, great. Well, I'm sure they'll change a little bit, so keep us posted. It's a very exciting time right now. So many people are going into the industry because it is really a fun industry, especially for a medical professional. Instead of working in a medical practice or emergency center, it's fun to work in a medical spa because you're working with people who want to look better, feel better, and that's why the industry is growing to $15 billion right now is our industry. That's amazing considering how young the industry is. We employ currently 70,000 people. So we're definitely making a difference in the economy globally, not just, of course, in the US. In the US right now, though, there are about 8,500 medical spas, and it seems like one is opening every single day. They're becoming almost like Starbucks. There's like one on every corner. So it's a very exciting time for our industry. To share with you some more statistics, on average, medical spa currently is generating about $1.5 million in business. But the key word here is average. Now, I don't know about you. I don't like to be average at all. I don't even know how to spell the word. I think my team corrected it. But to really be successful in the medical spa, you really need to be in multiple seven figures. You need to be in the $3, $4, and $5 million because your profit margin usually is about 10%. If you're doing really good, it's about 20%. So that's really not a lot of money considering 1.5 million at 10%. So you're going to make $150,000. That's not enough as a business owner to be generating, taking all the risk and all the late nights and the studying and the working hard and the building of the team. You really need to be above that. But since you're just starting out, the first million usually is the most difficult million to reach. So what we do, our specialty is to get you to that first million the fastest way possible, and then you'll be able to start gaining momentum and go on to multiple millions. Now, the startup cost, since this is a startup little presentation and event, we get this question daily in our office. How much is it going to cost me to open up a medical spa? Well, it really all depends. So much goes into answering that question. And it depends on the size of the space, whether you're going to buy laser equipment, whether you're going to start small or dive right in. So if you're not considering buying a lot of lasers, you could really start a medical spa with about 200 to 300,000. But if you're going to dive into buying lasers, we have clients that have invested as much as $1 million to open up a place. So really all depends on where you are. One of the biggest segments right now we are seeing is dentists. Dentists are loving medical spa. We're getting calls from dentists on daily basis wanting to come into this space right now. So it's a very exciting time in our industry. And the most important thing, though, is to make sure that you do it right and avoid costly mistakes. That's really the most important thing. So I think we have a question.
Yeah, this one's from Nurse Beck, and it is, what is the first device you suggest to buy?
Well, you don't even have to really buy a lot of devices. It depends on your budget. If you can start simply by doing Botox, fillers, weight loss, all these things, PRP, some of these things are very low cost devices that you don't really need a lot of money. But it depends on what your menu is all about. If you're focusing on face, you would definitely want microneedling equipment. Morpheus right now is very popular, or different kind of St. Clair treatments that are also lasers that are available. So we're gonna dive into that a little bit later, but really it depends on your menu and the target market you're going after, price points of the target market, so many different things to discuss before you even can answer that question. Yes, you have another one?
Yeah, so Jocelyn said, thank you for the gifts. And she said, so that's a big range of investment. I know you guys do trainings. Do you help clarify what I might need in order to know what to invest?
Yeah, so really it depends on your vision and your budget. You don't want to go into too much debt and then be so stressed out that you can't get out of it. Depends really on the amount of money that you have and going into the business. Is it going to be your own money? Are you borrowing? Are you getting a loan? Are you gaining investors? Again, those kind of questions, you really need more information to be able to give you very accurate answers. We have people who have opened up a medical spa with as little as $50,000 in a one-room location. And then again, there are some that invest a lot more. So really it all depends on what your vision is, what you want to do with all the things. As a matter of fact, that's what the business plan is all about. Through an application that you would be filling out, then we can have that conversation and really come up with ways for you to come up with what the best solution is for you. So these are things that might help you with that decision. So when you're starting to plan, it starts with your vision. What is it that you're trying to accomplish? What is it that you want to have? What is the concept that you want to offer? What is the menu, the type of treatments you want to have? So it starts with that vision of what it is that you really want to do. Once you come up with that vision, then we need to find out how much is it going to cost us to make that vision a reality. And that's where really you'll find out how much money it's going to take to make that vision a reality. Once you get all your financials, and within the business plan, by the way, you should have all your startup costs, your build out cost, your all your equipment and devices, some of you that were asking about, your break even point, all your forecasting for the next 5 years, what is the return on your investment, your qualification to go for a loan or use your own money, how much is it going to cost for the team, your payroll cost, your operating cost, all that will be totally detailed in your business plan, so you know exactly what you're getting into. If you don't have a business plan and it doesn't include all the in-depth information you need about financials, then you're not setting yourself up for success. You're definitely going to make a lot of costly mistakes. So you have to be very, very careful. Once you do your financials, now we get into the market research. So where is this location going to be? Who is going to be your target market? What kind of treatments, what problems are you trying to solve for members of that community? what is the income for that area. So there's a lot that goes into what exactly you're going to offer and who are you offering it to, and selecting the best location based on your market research. The next thing, of course, is how are we going to make money? And that's partly the one thing I think that most people miss out on, is that business model. How are you going to generate revenue? How are you going to run the business? So you need a very defined business model, so you know exactly what systems you're going to implement, the structure, the strategies, the solutions you're offering to your target market. All that needs to be defined in that business model itself. Now, once you've done all that, then it becomes all about marketing and sales. You know, a lot of people say sales and marketing. Well, that's really incorrect, because you need to market first and then you sell to the leads that you actually generate. So this is a huge part of the business. You could have the most beautiful place, the best devices, but if you don't have people walking in, and if you don't know how to sell them and recommend to them once they walk in so you can generate revenue, then you're not going to be in business very long. And that's why so many businesses fail, is because they miss all these steps. They think, oh, it's so sexy and easy to open up a medical spa. There's nothing to it. And they open up and then they fade away. So you have to be very careful. So once you've done all your homework, this is all homework that needs to be done, then you're ready to launch. And then, of course, you have to go beyond launching to operate a new business. So those are the things that you need to have in the business plan before you even go into business. You know, sometimes people come to our seminars, and after they find out all the things they have to do, some just say, you know what, that's a lot of work. I'm not ready for that. And what a great thing to realize it before you invest all your money into something and then decide, oh, I can't do this. So very, very important. All right, we have a question?
Yep. So Julia asked, thank you for going through that. So do you guys offer business plans? If so, how much? And how far in advance of opening should I have a business plan?
Yeah, so that again that should be really the first step, is a business plan. And the sooner you do it, the better off you're going to be. Usually it takes about 6 months to a year to launch a new business. So I would start that far in advance. Now, if the place is already built, you're just buying over a place, now that's not going to take that long. But if you're doing a build out, you're waiting for permits, you're doing construction, they're never on time. You have no idea how many people are over budget with planning, and they end up delaying the whole process. So the business plan we offer is $6,000, and it goes over all the things that I just described, and it gives you the opportunity to really know exactly what you're getting into. So that makes a huge, huge difference. So, all right, great question. Let's talk a little bit about research. I want to help you because sometimes people say, oh, I don't have the money for market research. Excuse me. Well, there's a lot of things you can do right now thanks to Google and other things. So you have opportunities where you can go on the Census Bureau, LoopNet, City Data, your Chamber of Commerce, of course, Google, and you'll be able to find all kinds of information about the area. The other thing I would love for you to do if you're considering a certain location is going to different facilities, There are already medical spa places to see what's being offered in that particular area that you are considering. You can collect some menus to see what the competition is doing. Not doing that so you can do what they're doing. You want to do that so you do opposite things, because you don't want to be the same as the competition. You want to do differentiation, which is very important. You want to do a price comparison. We always do this with every single person that we help start. We create an Excel spreadsheet with all the medical spas around them, how much everybody else is charging. Again, we're doing that so we charge more, actually, because we're going to deliver a better experience, because we don't believe in competing on price. We believe in competing on expertise and the experience instead. But this is homework that definitely needs to be happening. And then the last thing, of course, there's more that we'll go over during the seminar, but I'm giving you at least some information to get you going. And then the most important is the type of experience we're going to deliver. Because at the end of the day, it's all about retention. If you're bringing the clients in, the guests in, and we're helping them look better, and we're creating these transformations, then it definitely gives you the opportunity to retain them when you're doing a great experience. So, and a lot of people actually miss out on that. Because you guys are medical professionals, sometimes the place is just so medically driven with the experience that consumers that visit medical spas are totally expecting different things than going to their doctor, to their gynecologist or cardiologist or whoever. So you have to deliver a great experience. So those are some things that you really should pay attention to. Now, as far as the menu, you know, at the end of the day, almost every medical spa offers the same type of treatments. I mean, we have hundreds of clients that are members, and almost everybody does the same thing. It's how you differentiate that makes it unique and different. So everybody does injectables, everybody does their facials, aesthetic treatments, anti-aging treatments. They do threads, they do PRP, lasers, you name it. And it gives them the opportunity to really address concerns that people have. But at the end of the day, it's all about how we deliver those experiences. It's about the skills of the team. It's the way we answer the phone. It's the way we check them in, the way we do the treatments, those touch points that they need to experience, the way we check them out. All that needs to be mapped out and orchestrated so the people are saying, wow, this team is amazing. They're definitely my medical spa that I want to go to. So that differentiation is key. But the menu really depends on the pool of talent that are available in that area and being able to hire the right people to help you with this whole venture. It makes a big difference. Yes, we have a question?
Yes. So Amanda had asked, so with all of the menu options, there's so many to choose from. Do you have recommendations on where to start? And specifically, if there's a laser, they promise some marketing support. Should I do that to open, or what's the right treatment menu?
So laser companies are, listen, having a laser is definitely a good thing. But again, you have to consider your budget and what you can do. As a matter of fact, we just had somebody call us up. They just bought a Morpheus, and now she's broke. She has no money to do anything else, and now she's calling us for help. It's like, so she was sold on this machine that it's going to be like a ATM for her. That's usually a verbiage that's very common with laser reps. And then you don't have money. So really it all depends on the financial picture more than anything else. If you have the money, then yes, God bless, we can recommend all kinds of lasers for you. But if you're on a limited budget, then you have to be cautious and watch what you really need to do. We have some clients that started out with just one room. They generated $1 million out of one room just doing injectables. That's it. Botox, fillers, threads, and whatever peels or things they did. That's it. So it really does not have to take a lot to get started if you have a shoestring budget. But if you have the finances, then of course there'll be so many opportunities for you to explore different things that you can have. So let's talk about the location and space planning. This is another big mistake that we see, and one of the biggest things we notice when we review business plans and space plans is the lack of having a sales center in your place. From the retail, having a boutique, to having a consultation suite where all the high ticket sales can actually happen. So not everybody can do a proper space plan. A lot of people let their architect do the space plan, but frankly, architects are great at designing after, but they don't know about medical spa treatments. They don't know about the medical spa experience from an operational standpoint, from a team member standpoint, from a revenue per square foot standpoint, from the guest experience. They don't know these things. And that's something that we help our clients do, is map out the space so it's properly planned. We do it literally on a piece of paper with a pen, and then you can take that and then give it to the architect, and then the architect can come up with the actual drawings. That's proper space planning. So don't just let your architect do your space plan. I've reviewed so many space plans. I've had so many architects come on Zoom meetings with me so we can correct what they actually created because it's not functional. So you have to really be careful with that. So when you're looking at locations, you want to find out, am I going to buy a building? Am I going to build something? Am I going to rent? There are several options. You want to look at how many rooms you want to have. Again, your budget, your space planning. If it's going to be in a retail space, in an office building, there are so many options to consider. So when you're doing your proper homework, these are all things, the competitive analysis, the type of communities, the talent pool, these are all things you need to consider before you actually choose a location. And this is where many people make a lot of mistakes. So I hope I'm opening up your eyes to all the things that you really need to take into consideration before you pull the plug on a location or equipment or this or that. So be careful. Yes, we have a question?
So, well, we have a bunch of people that were saying wow, and some people asking for that deep dive again into the space plan. But James had asked, so I'm just barely opened. Are you able to assess where we are with the space plan? And is that something that you guys offer individually?
Yes, so if you're already open, you're already open, so the space is the space. We'll have to look at it and see what we can do based on the space that you have. So we have a lot of people that take us on tour with a FaceTime, and literally they can take us from room to room to room and be able to give you our opinion and what needs to change. So that's definitely something that we can do and help you with. But ideally, you want to get someone like us to do it before you actually open. But since you are where you are, we'll do the best with what you have right now. Yes?
Yes, Kim wants to know if you help find the location or if you help with the building plans.
Yes. So we don't find locations. We partner up with different companies that can help you find a location. And we have a resource list, as a matter of fact, that we provide all of our clients. It's an A to Z medical spa list that has on it everything that you need to get started. We'll be giving this at the seminar in Daytona when you arrive. But yes, so it's very, very important to be able to make the proper plans and make sure that you have everything that you need, did your homework, so you don't make those costly mistakes. So, yeah, great questions. So this is the capacity calculator that we're gonna give you as part of the gifts. And what's nice about this capacity calculator is it's going to tell you how much revenue and how many people need to come in for you to operate at a certain capacity, and how much revenue you can generate room by room by room. You really need to have this calculator. It'll be such a useful tool for you that you can put to use and be able to know how much revenue you can generate, not just from your treatments, but also from all the home care products that you could be recommending. So make sure you get it.
Dori, where can they find the calculator?
So you can go to, actually she should put it in the chat, or you can go to our homepage on the website, InSPAration and it's right there on the homepage. You'll be able to get it. It's super easy. Okay, so legally speaking, you guys know not everybody can own a medical spa. Every state is different. So my advice here is really starting with finding out first whether you can own a medical spa or not. Now, if you can't own it, there are other ways around it where you can still be an owner and create a corporation. Actually, Lingia Law is one of our law partners that you can reach out to them and see who can own a medical spa based on what licensing they have. Of course, if you're an MD or a DO, you can open up everywhere. We have a lot of nurse practitioners in some states that own medical spas, PAs, and nurses. So every state is different. So my advice would be to call an attorney. Sarah Schickman is the person we work with. You'll be able to ask her. She gives you a complimentary 15-minute call if you'd like to give her a call to find out, and make sure that you have all your legal ducks in a row. As I mentioned, dentists are becoming very interested. Of course, you have just entrepreneurs who are not medical professionals who want to invest. And then the other big shift is day spas going into medical spas, converting or adding medical spa treatments. So that's who's really getting into the industry right now and doing their new ventures. The best advice I can give you is to truly dot those I's and cross the T's. You've got to make sure you have all your legal agreements in place for your clients, all your consent forms, all the things that you need to have them signed to protect yourself. We have a product called Protect Your Business, and it has all the consent forms that were written by an attorney. And then, of course, you need to have all the agreements for your team, your independent contractors agreements, your employment agreements, your employee manual, all your position descriptions, your compensation, the offer. All these things you need to have in writing, and make sure that they're all protecting you in case things come up. So definitely having a legal team would be a huge thing. All right, so let's move into number 4, which is marketing, branding, and sales. So that's very, very important too. A lot of people go cheap on building a website, and then they end up with a website that does not work. You have so many people that can build a website, but having a website work for you 24/7 is totally different than having just any website. The website is meant to get found on the internet, engage, inform, and get people to opt in, collect people's information so you can build your database so you can market to them. And all your other marketing efforts are going to lead people to the website. So I have to tell you, the website is one of the most important things that you need to have, because that's where people are more likely to find you than anywhere else. So don't go cheap on having somebody build a website that has no idea how to truly market the business. So that's very important. Then I made you a list of all the marketing pieces that you must have to present yourself well. So it starts with the website, then you have your menu, brochures. You need a membership brochure because you're going to be offering, or if you're part of our community, we always have you offer a membership program, so you have recurring revenue. You need your business cards, you need your gift cards, merchandising, so you can give a good impression when you're putting the products in a bag with tissue, so you're very classy. Social media platforms, everything has to look the same, unified. You have your forms, your videos, your email platform that you're going to use to send out your emails. So there's a lot that goes into marketing, branding, and positioning. It is so important. In the medical aesthetics, image is everything. So you want everything to look super professional. You want people to see you as a true medical spa with experts. You need to be able to feature your team on that site and all the different things that you offer, and then have everything have one united brand. So pay attention to that. Don't go, spending $150,000 on a laser and then go build a website for $1,000. That's not going to do anything for you. Not very smart move. So be careful with that. Everything has to make sense. And then if we're talking about differentiation, how you position yourself is huge. Huge, huge. We work with so many doctors that we help them get published. This is Dr. Kirshner. She's been a client of ours for many years. She came to the first book seminar, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago. She published her first book. She just written another book, and now she's working on her third book. And she uses her books, just like we use ours, to market and show people her expertise. So differentiating yourself from your competition is key. And the best way to differentiate yourself is through positioning. And when somebody sees you as a speaker, an author, an educator, an expert, skillful at what you do, then you're going to be able to attract the right kind of people to your business and to the team that you have assembled and put together. So it's very key to spend some time and truly identify how you can be unique. How are you different than everybody else? Because again, everybody does the same thing. You all do Botox, fillers. How do you differentiate? You differentiate with that. And those are key components, key business principles that we preach and talk about and help you achieve, so you can be different and so you can step into those multiple millions so you can be super successful. Yes.
So many questions, Dori, about marketing. So specifically, first one from Alice is, I'm doing social media. Is that enough for marketing? You had shown a lot of different things. Is there a way that there's a whole plan that I could use?
Mm-hmm. Yes. As a matter of fact, marketing plan is one of the most important things. We talked about a business plan, but then after you create your business, you have to have a marketing plan. And there are many different ways to market your business. Just doing social media is not enough. You really need to do a lot more to attract people. And you want to, again, do things that your competition is not doing. Doing events like this. Like we just had a marketing meeting today with all of our high achiever members, And our meeting today was all about having strategies for the spring time, going from winter to spring. And we shared all sorts of different marketing mix and strategies that you could be using. And that's one thing I think people make a mistake on too, is they get stuck like in Instagram and they think that that's marketing. You know, posting, doing reels, doing stories. Okay, that's fine. But what else are you doing? Are you doing content marketing? By the way, that's my favorite kind of marketing. Are you writing a blog? Are you putting out a newsletter? Are you doing any kind of events? Are you doing Instagram Live? Are you educating? Are you speaking? And if you're not doing these things, then you're really missing the point of marketing. But again, it's good to do one, but you need to do a lot more than one. Yes?
You said you like to do your book for marketing. Is there more about the book seminar, or where can I learn more about it?
Oh, great. You can go to becomepublished.com, becomepublished.com, and we do that seminar once or twice a year, so you can join us and get your book published. It's easier than you think. Actually, we have a new author in our community right now, Dr. Walters, who I was just speaking on the phone with. She's a high achiever member with us, and she is just about to publish her book. We're so proud of her. So it's going to be a great tool for her, again, to market herself. Yes?
So HH team, I'm not sure the name, but they had asked, what is your best recommendation for generating new leads, Dori? And I'm going to ask this on your behalf, HH. And what would I learn about that way to generate leads from the seminar?
Okay, so we dive into marketing in this seminar for sure. We have over 70 different ways that we teach how to market, but we do have a marketing seminar coming also. It's Marketing Mastery. In that seminar, we teach you how to attract the affluent consumers and how you can convert them into high-ticket sales. We have a 12 commandments of marketing that we share. And we totally go over the entire marketing process, how to generate the lead, how to manage the lead, how to convert them into a consultation, how to convert that consultation into a high-ticket program, and then how to convert them into a member. Actually, I just went over the blueprint. This is the business model that we teach. And it all starts, again, with your positioning, your marketing. So once you have that good foundation of who you are, what you stand for, your values, your culture, your look, your image, your skills. Once you have that positioning, then marketing actually is easy. See, you can either have push marketing or pull marketing. Push marketing is when you're pushing yourself on people. We like pull marketing. Pull marketing is when you've positioned yourself so good that you almost don't need any marketing, because people are going to find you because you are truly the expert. And that's what we want. We want to pull people to us instead of pushing ourselves on people. What happens when somebody pushes themselves at you? You back up and you don't want to do anything with them. When you have that positioning of, hey, I am the greatest, I am the best, then people are going to be drawn to you. So it starts right here. All about your positioning. Then marketing, if you have a marketing plan and you have a mechanism on how to follow up on the leads, believe it or not, some of you generate leads, or people that are open generate leads, but then they sit there and they don't know how to process those leads. There is no lead management process in place. And that's the problem. It's so hard. You have to teach your team. Again, that's one of our specialties. You have to teach your guest relations team how to take those leads and turn them into consultation. And that's this step here, step 3, lead management. So you position, you market, and then you convert them into a lead, and then the lead has to convert into a consultation. And we call the consultations a get-to-know-you consultations, because we believe in doing consultations from head to toe. And we believe in creating a whole program based on your menu. And we believe in generating thousands of dollars from that consultation. So that's where you need that treatment and product specialist. We have a special person that does these within our business model. Then once you do the consultation, you want to deliver that great guest experience. Here's your money opportunities, you guys. So this is all prep to making money. Making money is through the consultation, so you get those high ticket sales. It's through delivering a great experience, so you can keep upgrading and keep recommending retail products. And then through the VIP program enrollment. You have three main areas, main sales center that need a sales process for you to be able to generate first your first million and then to go into multiple millions. And that's what we help people do. We help you implement this entire business model. As a matter of fact, tomorrow I'm doing another webinar. We're doing 2 back-to-back called 7 Steps to 7 Figures. So I go over exactly how you need to do these things so you can get into those 7 figures or multiple millions.
We have some hearts coming in. They love the sound of that.
Good. Yes?
So Debbie said, well, that seems like so much, and I would love to dream to get to 7 figures. But where should I start? I know you have that seminar, Vision to Victory, but I'm a bit overwhelmed. Where should I start?
Business plan, vision, your vision. What do you want? What is it that you want to do? And then starting the business plan. So you can start planning for success. That's really where you should start. What is it that you want to do? And then how you're going to get there. You know, my favorite thing about visions, Walt Disney, so we live in Florida, and I lived in Orlando for many years and went between Daytona and Orlando, lived in both places. And Disney literally was like 15 minutes from our house. And Walt Disney was being interviewed right before he passed away. And he had just finished planning Epcot Center. This is years ago, right? So the reporter was saying, isn't it a shame, Mr. Walt, that you're not going to see Epcot? Because he was literally like about to pass away. And Walt Disney said to him, that's where you are wrong. You're going to get to see it because I saw it first. Like, that gives me goosebumps. That's a vision. And that's really where you need to start. Envision everything that you need. I have another book I can recommend for you. You have to read mine first and then read that one. It's called The E-Myth. E for entrepreneurial, myth. It's by Michael Gerber. It's a great business book. Everybody should have that book also in their success library. And he too talks about how important the vision is. What is it that you really want to do? And don't just have it in your head. You have to literally write it down. So that's exactly where I would start.
Getting a lot of wows and oh my gosh.
Yes. You guys need to come and see us. All right. One thing I really want to teach you is the volume per guest business principle. Because at the end of the day, again, it's all about how much revenue you're generating from each person that actually walks into your facility. So it's the handshake factor, if you will. So what you want to do is take your service volume. Let's say you want to do 100,000, or if you're already open, you're doing that. You divide it by the number of clients that you had, and that's going to give you a revenue per guest, service volume per guest. So you want to average at least $500 per guest, right? You do the same thing for retail. And this is a big missed opportunity. Let's say you do 40,000, that's 40% of your service, divided by the same amount of people. Now you're averaging $200 for your retail volume per guest. So then you add them together. You want to average at least $700 per person. That should be your handshake factor. And the higher the volume per guest is, the more profits you're going to make. So what we teach is for you to find ways you're going to measure performance via the volume per guest. We also set the compensation model all on volume per guest. So your team gets paid based on the revenue per guest that they generate. So they get their hourly, then they get all the bonuses based on that value that they're bringing into the facility. So if you're already open, you should really figure out what is it right now, maybe set new goals and see how much more you can increase it. And that's how you're going to be able to get into those multiple 7 figures. Okay, so moving on to the financials, financial management. You want to set up your startup budget, and then you want make sure to have an operational budget. And one question we get all the time is, how much reserve should I have after I open? Well, you should have at least 6 months worth of reserve money so you don't run out of money, because there's a lot of expenses. Product cost is so expensive in medical spa. So if you're starting with your facility, whether you're borrowing or not, so all that's your startup budget, your financial planning, your forecasting, your reserve, I just mentioned your cash flow, and then how much your compensation is going to be. What's it going to take to really make payroll? That's probably the biggest stressful thing most people experience is payroll. So here's your little financial course here. I'm going to simplify it. So you have 4 financial ratios you need to be looking at. I'm going to simplify it to $1. Let's say out of each dollar that comes into the business, so much of that dollar is going to go to 4 different things. Some of it is going to go, 25 cents is going to go to operating expenses. 25, again, is going to go to product costs. Actually, some of people that we work with, when we first start working with them, their product cost is as high as 40%, which is terrible. And that tells us that they're not charging enough. Their prices are too low. And did you hear Allergan just increased their Botox again? They just went up 3.5 points more. It's like they just keep raising it. And there are still people charging only $10 a unit. So it's costing you $6.75 a unit and you're charging $10. By the time you pay your operating expenses, by the time you pay the team, you're not making any money. You need to charge $15 a unit to make money now with Botox. Yep. So, and then you have your profit. You want to profit at least 15 cents on the dollar. So that's really what you need to be looking at on monthly basis is your financials. You need your P&L statements. You need to understand them. And you need to manage your business from that report card and make those shifts, adapt, innovate, and make sure that you are as profitable as possible. Yes.
So Jessica is saying, I would love to charge $15, but everyone down the street has a lot less. I don't know how I would do that.
Let them. That's just like having Neiman Marcus in the mall and having Walmart. They both sell jackets, but I can go into a store, spend $3,000 on a jacket at Neiman Marcus, or I can go buy a jacket at Walmart for $20. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. That's why I'm telling you positioning is so important. And the first thing we help you do when we first start working with you is increase your prices. Why do they charge so low? Because they don't feel they're worthy. When you start competing on price is when you lose, because there's always some idiot that's going to offer less than that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to play the price war games at all. You want to be the most expensive because you are the best. And that's what you want to do. Who wants to be cheap? Do you think I'm going to go to a cheap place to get my Botox? It's my face. I want to go to the best of the best. I don't care if it's $15, $16. We have clients that charge $18 and $20 a unit. You're getting me excited now.
We're getting high fives here.
We have a lot of laughing faces on Instagram. But Terry here says, he's like, I know I need a business plan. I know I need the marketing plan. I know I need all the products that you guys offer. It's just going to be a life changer for the business.
And it will be.
But he doesn't know, should I buy the products? Should I get the membership? Or should I come to the seminars?
All of the above. Actually, what you really should do is go to the homepage, reserve that success planning session, and talk to one of my coaches and let them guide you, because we need to learn more about where you are, because we're not just about taking money from people. That's not what we do. We want to be able to guide you and make sure that you are investing in the right thing at the right time. And that's really the best way to answer that.
And we had asked on Zoom, Dori, who's working with a business coach so far? Ken said, well, not working yet, but that's why I'm here. I love inspiration.
Thank you. Yeah. You know, that's my last step is investing in your education. And what's nice about medical people is you guys invested to learn how to become a doctor or a nurse practitioner or whatever position you have. But one thing they don't teach you in medical school is business. And you guys are smart, you're great at what you do, but if nobody taught you how to do business, then how can you run a business? Because that's a big shift, going from a medical professional doing great at what you do to all of a sudden now you're an entrepreneur. You have payroll, you have product costs, you have expenses. I mean, it's foreign land. And you have to really have a map. You need a blueprint. So it's very important. All right, so number 6 is hiring the high-performing team. And I want to share with you one other success story. So this is Linda Lazaro, and her husband and her daughter actually own the business. And they have 3 locations now. When we first started working with them, they had 1. They've been members since 2017. They're definitely in multiple millions. They just broke ground on a brand new, Dr. Lazaro is a plastic surgeon. They just broke ground on a brand new surgical center. Their place is in Pittsburgh. It's absolutely beautiful. It's called Estique. And they are probably one of my favorite implementers. They have over 500 members now. They generated 1.8 million just from their membership last year. So it's amazing. They follow all the things that we teach on MedSpa Biz University. So see, we're not for everybody. We don't like to work with just anybody. We want to work with people who are ready to make a difference in their lives. We want to work with people who are ready to follow the model that is proven effective and start seeing the results. The last thing I would want and my team would want is to have somebody who's just lazy, unmotivated, not implementing. Frankly, it makes us look bad, and I would rather not take your money. So if you are driven and excited and motivated and you need some help, then definitely we can help you. This is some more statistics from the most recent study about compensation and how much people are getting paid. And we have a whole method on how we set up the compensation, and we believe in a performance-based compensation model. So what we do is we just use these as averages, and then we come up with a better way to really pay the team, so they're paid in a way that's going to motivate them, that's going to excite them, and it's going to pay them their true worth, depending on the value that they bring in. So that's a very important thing also. All right, so preparing to launch, here are some things that you need to consider. Is this final selection of your equipment and products, your quotations from all the vendors that you need to finalize and then put in your orders. You want to start recruiting, hiring, and training. You want at least 2 weeks with us with training on MedSpa Biz University. That's not counting the clinical training you would need them. So you should really hire the team about 3 to 4 weeks before you're actually ready to have your soft opening, and then you'll be ready for your grand opening. And those are all things that you definitely need to do. Now for the grand opening, that's a whole other thing that you really need to plan and plan well, because that's like your coming out party, right? Here we are. We've worked so hard for a year to get all the planning together, and now we're showing what we've done to everyone. So we definitely want to make a great impression. There's nothing worse than doing all this work and then having a bad grand opening. And grand opening is a great way to generate revenue, actually, to hit the ground running. We have people who did the grand opening and generated $50,000 just from the grand opening, selling some of the strategies that we teach. So we have a whole plan for that. It's called Planning and Hosting Six-Figure Events. And those kind of events you're going to need to have as part of your business model as you actually grow and accomplish after your grand opening. So that would be good. Yes?
Question on if I'm planning to be in like a salon suite space, would I still be able to do a grand opening?
So, I mean, you can always do a grand opening, but maybe someplace else, because you're not going to have the space unless they have a big lobby and you're allowed to do an event there. But I would do an event maybe at a restaurant or a hotel, and then do a presentation showing the menu, showing the different innovation that you're going to be providing, introducing yourself, you know, making that great impression. That would probably be better than doing it in your little suite. So you're coming out again with a bang rather than, oh, here I am. And I would position that, by the way, as very exclusive, by appointment only, and targeting real high affluent people. People sometimes think that if you have only one room, that means you can't charge. Actually, it's the opposite. I would encourage you to really charge more and be so exclusive that you have positioned yourself that way purposefully. And that's really what you want.
Thank you, Dori. She's saying thank you. And Sue, to you as well. That's following the roadmap that is the 7 steps is how some of our members have achieved that $1 million mark, even within the first year. So if you put the time and effort in, you follow the roadmap, you can achieve it too.
For sure. So I'll take some more questions if we have them, and while you're getting to them, these are some of the prosperity series, and we're offering something very special to those of you who are on the webinar right now. We're doing a buy one, get one free for the seminars that are coming up. Again, you can go to InSPArationManagement.com. They're all 2 days. They're all in Daytona Beach. We host them at a hotel right on the beach, so you get to come down, network, learn, have lunches and dinners, have fun with people, and really learn from others as well as us. And it's a great experience. If you want to go again on InSPArationManagement.com, click on the Prosperity Seminar Series. It'll take you right to the page, and you can click which is the most ideal seminar for you and then join us. We always like to have 2 people attend. We're only doing this for the people that are on the webinar, by the way. We're not going to offer this tomorrow or the next day. So those of you who are very excited and want to take advantage of it, you have to do it right now. So you can come to either the 7 steps to 7 figures, the vision to victory, which I just did a preview of right now, advanced marketing mastery, or mastering the multi-million-dollar success and scaling up. So those are the 4 events we have coming up. So I hope that you'll come and join us so you can learn a lot and come back home and implement. Yes?
So Tracy had asked, love that. What's the buy one, get one free promotion? Is there a code? And I've dropped the link, by the way.
I don't know. Is there a code? My team did that.
It's BOGO.
It's BOGO.
Yep,
There
and
you
that'll
go. Good job, team.
the team has done it, and the team is going to shut it off tomorrow. So please take advantage of that. And Derek just asked, can I share this, although they weren't at the webinar, with my colleagues?
Absolutely, yeah, because we're going to make this video live actually without the offer. So if he wants to see it, he can see it probably in the next couple of days. But yeah, if he wants to take advantage of it, absolutely. Now, the webinar we're doing tomorrow is the 7 steps to 7 figures. So those of you who are interested in that, I'm going to do the same offer tomorrow for that seminar. So if you want to come to both, you can have a buy one, get one for both of them.
It's so great because about 70% had said at the beginning, although we had more people join, that they were already open, though barely. So Kimberly asked, can a dentist be a medical director, Dori?
Not a well, it depends. It depends on what states. There's about 20 states where dentists can actually own a medical spa. But again, I am not an attorney. I would recommend you to reach out to Sarah Schickman from Lingia Law. She's a good friend of ours. We recommend everyone to her. She's amazing. She'll be able to answer exactly depending on the state that you are in.
Thank you. So Joan said, thank you for opening my eyes to all of these things. So where could I get all the agreements that you had shared earlier, you mentioned?
So on our shop, actually, well, they live in 2 different places. One is Protect Your Business, which is all consumer consent forms. And the one for the team is all under the Clarity hiring system that we teach. And it has in it how to recruit and hire. And then it also has in it all the different agreements that you need for your team members. So they're 2 different products. So you can go to the shop. Now, if you're a member with us, you can gain access to all those for free. You get to come to the seminars for free. So if you are in need of more products, again, you might want to reserve that success planning session so we can guide you as to which is the best way for you to invest your dollars.
I'm just typing in the chat. They're having so many questions come in.
All right, well, we are a little bit over an hour, so if we did not answer all your questions, then you can always email them to either Dori at InSPArationManagement.com or Sharon, either one, and we'll make sure to get to them. So I just want to say thank you all for being with us today. Again, if you want to make a difference in your business and gain the knowledge, what we went over today was only a preview, so imagine 2 days of diving into all this information so you can avoid costly mistakes and reach success the fastest way possible. So we have one more? Okay, one more.
If I attend the seminars and I am just overwhelmed with how much information there is, will I be able to watch a replay of them?
Actually, we are going to be virtual as well, so we will give you a copy of the virtual version. So it will be recorded and you'll be able to have access. We'll put it on MedSpa Biz University, so you'll have access to it. That's a great question, by the way, because it is a lot of information and you need to watch it more than once. So I like you already. Well, who was it?
This is Tim.
Tim, okay. Well, you are a smart person, Tim.
And also congratulations. So Ken just signed up for his success planning session. Smart move there. And Kimberly requested the link for tomorrow, so we'll get that out to you as well. And for those of you that are open, we recommend you do come tomorrow and definitely take advantage of that BOGO.
Yes. All right, you guys. Well, God bless. Until next time, stay inspired. Bye now.